Great Monday morning, you all. How are you all doing? Happy Monday. It's the start of another week. Well, Sunday was the start, but start of another week. I hope and pray you all are doing amazing on this morning. You're waking up with a positive mindset. I always encourage that at the beginning of my videos. It's us that are responsible for having a positive mindset. And so I want to go ahead and talk about tonight's show on KRG and 98.5 FM, our Marriage Mondays with the Kings. We will be talking about long-term dating. Long-term dating. What's your end game? Just want to let you all know, for those of you who are in a long-term relationship, or maybe the guy's thinking, or the female, oh my God, they putting a little bit of pressure on us. And no. Someone reached out to us, a supporter. Hey, Alicia, a supporter reached out to us and asked, probably maybe 2 months ago, we've just been praying on it and stuff, asked if we would do a topic on, do a show on this topic. Hey, Tasha. And so we will be talking about long-term dating. What's your end game? And, why be in a long-term relationship if the end game is not marriage? And so we're just going to be looking at it from different aspects on tonight. On KRG and 98.5 FM. If you go to especially our Facebook page, it has all the information on how you can listen in and different things like that, podcasts and all that kind of stuff. So that'll be tonight. Again, today, I'm talking about we just got to do, okay, I'm saying it the country way. We just have to do better, But the country me saying, man, we got to do better. We just got to do better. I was sitting up looking at, and I think I posted it today, but I was sitting up looking at this post that this young man had posted, and I've been having it probably for about maybe a few days. I've been thinking about it over the weekend. Let me say it just like that. And he was talking about how he was in an argument with his wife because he felt that his wife was the reason why they were in an argument. She was responsible, whatever the case may be. And then he didn't talk to his wife for the whole day. Come to find out, he was the one that was at fault, the reason why they were arguing. I'm not blaming men. I'm just telling you what happened. And so I was thinking about that. And I said, you know what, man? Look, I'm just going to keep it real. Y'all know that's what I do. And that's why I believe y'all come, examine thyself. It's so many aspects where we mess over our own lives because of the things that we choose to do, okay? I always speak about how God gives us a choice, and we need to keep that in mind. We always think that everything else that happened to us is because of all the things that are surrounded around us. Maybe when we was a kid, but now we whole grown adults, and we have a choice, right? So I choose if I want to sit up here and argue with my husband, like I say all the time, the old folks used to say, baby, set up, think about what you're arguing over. Is it even worth it? You have to choose whether or not you want to participate in things or not. And so what I'm going to talk about on this morning is going to be a compilation of a great deal of conversations I had over the past few days, which happen to always line up. And that's when I know, okay, God, I just need to talk about it because this is crazy. These people don't even know each other, but yet we're talking about the same things. What is it in your life right now? You as an individual, I need you to examine yourself on this morning and just think, what is it in your life right now? Negative, that is not prospering, that's not conducive to your life. And y'all just kind of keep your answer to yourself because some of y'all, anyway, that you need to just stop, get rid of, change, or whatever the case, do better in, okay? What is in your life right now? Now, let me give some good old examples so I can make it plain. Y'all can be like, oh, that's what she's talking about because right now she's just rambling. Okay, so there are a lot of people right now who I hear, me and my husband hear this all the time. We've been hearing it for probably about 4 or 5 years now. They say, well, the reason why me and my spouse don't date, or the reason why me and my husband don't spend time together, husband, wife, whatever, because we really just don't have that much time. We busy. We got kids, they in AAU, they doing this, sports this, theater this, choir this, whatever. But that's a choice. That's a choice. Because you can't mean to tell me now, our son was in AAU basketball. You can't mean to tell me that you can't set some time aside, some dedicated time, hey, Cammy, to spend with your honey. You can't tell me that. See, this is the thing about us. Let's keep it real, shall we, on this morning? Yes, I know it's a Monday, but it's just something to carry you through the week and think about. Let's think about this. we have the power to do whatever it is that we desire to do. One of the scriptures that kept coming to my mind over and over and over again is God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and a sound mind. Listen to that. God ain't given us the spirit of fear. He didn't give us that. He gave us power, he gave us love, and he gave us a sound mind. And some of us don't choose to operate in the latter three because we're too busy operating in fear. We sit up and say we want our marriages to be better, but yet and still we don't want to do the things that is required in order to make it be better. Well, now she gonna have to come to me first, or he gonna have to come to me first. I'm tired of doing, guess what, baby? Marriage is give and take. That's what it is. And so you can't come into me, oh, I'm just tired, and you shutting it down. Well, if you're tired, then go ahead and take the necessary steps to exit stage left. I'm not promoting divorce. I'm just keeping it real. Because, see, I don't know about y'all, and I know I got a mind of a 60-something-year-old right now, but aren't y'all getting tired of people that complain? That's all they do is complain all the time. Aren't you getting tired of people that every time you present a solution to something, especially when they come to you with it, they always present a problem? They got a problem for every solution you present. That right there gets tiring. And you get tired. And we do not understand, going back to what I was saying earlier, is there are a lot of things that surrounds us in our surrounding that we allow to affect our atmosphere in our home, in our marriage, in our family. We can choose to be with our spouse if we desire to be with our spouse. But when we put everything else first, you're making a choice to go after everything else. I'm trying not to get too deep into next week's show, but I'm going to say this real quick. See, we do not understand how much we allow the world to manipulate us. We do not understand. And y'all might be saying, Shan, you on a whole different one. The world don't manipulate me. Yes, it do. Because one of the scriptures that are so popular, for the love of money is the root of all evil. If y'all be honest with yourself and don't tell on yourself, how many times, now listen to that scripture, for the love of money is the root of all evil. How many times have you been guilty of running after money because in your mindset, it said, if I do this, and this, then I'm really doing whatever it takes for my family. But is that necessarily so? Because scripture always also tells us that what we need to do is be good stewards over the things that God has blessed us with already. You see what I'm saying? The world tells us to continue. I don't know why I'm going here, but I am. The world tells us to get that bag, chase that bag, get that money. It's all about the squirrel coins. We done heard all kind of things. Continue to run after that. And so we've allowed our minds to be conditioned to that's what's important. The more money I go out here and make, the more my family is going to be blessed. But what we don't understand is the more money we make, the more that the government take. Check out your coins on your paycheck. Where are all my number people out here? So really what you're doing is you thinking, yeah, I got to do more. But what about your family? What about your wife? What about your husband? See, these are the very issues, if I could keep it real with y'all, that is destroying and tearing up several marriages. These are the very things that people consistently argue over. When your husband or wife makes everything else more important than the wife, the husband, and the family. I'm just going to keep it real. How many of y'all guilty of that? I'm not trying to shame anybody on the day. That's not what I'm doing. What I'm saying is we need to use wisdom because the word of God says that as well. We need to learn how to use wisdom, and we need to learn how to get to a place to where we are not abandoning our husband, our wife, or our family because we're allowing the world to condition us and tell us what is more important. Let me tell you something. Talk to somebody and see the young parents out here, the young parents, you got little kids and stuff like that. Talk to somebody who have kids that are grown and out the house. What's the first thing they're gonna say? Man, I wish I would have spent more time with my kids. Because it doesn't hit you until you see them jokers walk the stage. We got 3 grown children. You see what I'm saying? I wish I would have spent more time. The only parents that don't say that is the parents that actually spend time with their children, sold into their children. You know what I'm saying? This is when I hear it from people who are widowers. Their spouse has died, and one of the first things they say is, wow, I wish I wouldn't have argued that much. Wow, I wish I would have spent more time with my husband and my wife. I was speaking to a widower who's been married for over 50 years, and the thing that she was speaking about not too long ago, and this, like I said, this everything I talk about is outside the counseling room. This is just conversations I have with people. The main thing she was talking about is traveling. If she was able to travel like she used to with her spouse. But see, we have this time that God has blessed us with, and I'm a keeper of time, baby. I don't let nobody waste my time. Anybody who know me purposely, if I have an event, baby, it's gonna start on time and it's gonna end on time, because I'm a respecter of people's time, because time is something that you can't get back. And see, what we do is we sit up and we argue in our marriages all the time. What the heck are we even arguing over? Who are we arguing over? And that's what me and my husband had to learn. 95% of the arguments that me and my husband had over the past 20 years, listen to what I'm saying, the past 20 years, almost 21 years, 95% was because of somebody else outside the marriage. It wasn't because of us. So ask yourself, what work do you need to do? Faith without works is dead. That's another scripture. You can have faith all you want when it comes to your marriage. You can be praying all you want. But baby, if you're not putting in the work, your marriage is going to stay exactly where it is. If you're not putting in the work when it comes to your family, it's going to stay exactly where it is. So Shan, what? Yeah. Ask yourself, what work do you need to be doing to ensure that your marriage is better? What work do you need to be doing to ensure that your children know that you love them? And see, this is the thing to get me. I was this parent because I didn't know any better. I was a young teenage mom. I remember growing up in the hood. I used to see how babies used to walk around with these diapers that was saturated with urine. I'm gonna say it like that for the sake of professionalism, where they used the bathroom in that diaper one more time, it was gonna fall off. The kids were snotty and everything. The kids look bad, but the parents look good. And I remember when even before, becoming a teenage mom, I said, if I ever have a child, my child will never look like that, ever. And my child did not. My child was wearing Jordans and all this other kind of stuff. I didn't care how I looked as long as my child was getting along. But as I started to mature, and my grandma taught me what was more of importance, because love is equals T-I-M-E. I'm going to say that all the time. The time that you spend with somebody is showing them how much you love them. That's what it is. And so we don't spend a lot of time with our children. What we tend to do, we have become a society over the past few years to where we buy our children to keep them satisfied. And then we sit up here and wonder why the kids get grown, why they're still in our pocket. Well, if we was creating memories with the children, that's what my grandma taught me at a young age. Baby, create memories, because memories is something that can never be taken away from your child or taken away from you. So, how many of y'all create memories with your children? How many of y'all create memories? How many of you all grew up in an environment where you were so poor, where you didn't have running water, you didn't have the simple things that, a child is supposed to have? And how many of y'all, now we want our children to have better and we want them to do better, but how many of y'all have shown y'all children different? Now, I'm not going to brag on me and Mr. King, but one of the things that I told my husband when we first got married and when we first started building our family together, as I said, look, I want to be able to show our children things that when some dude try to come to the door and say, tell our baby girl, oh yeah, I could take you to Europe. Baby, I done been there. Oh, I could take you on a cruise. I did that when I was 5. You see what I'm saying? See, a lot of people right now saying, Shan, I would like to do that for my children and with my children, but I just don't have the money. Okay, understand that. I got that. And I'm going to say this one little plug, because I ain't going to say the name of the group. If you serious about having the money, being a good steward over the small things that God has blessed you with, learning how to travel, all these kind of things like that, inbox your girl. Inbox on this video right now, and I'm going to add you to a secret group where everybody's dropping knowledge. Oh, you want to know how to pay off that mortgage debt? This is some of the things that we've done that has worked. Oh, you want to know how to do this? This is some of the things that we've done. Had a young lady say yesterday, and this is only the second day of the group, that she done paid off over $400,000 worth of debt, her and her family, within 30 months. You hear me? And they are debt free. So you got to put in the work. You got to tighten up the belt somewhere. If your spouse is always complaining about y'all never having time, and it just seems like all we see is your back, and you always going out the door, honey, this, that, and the other. If your spouse is complaining, you got to ask yourself, let me sit down, let me look at my whole schedule and see where can I dedicate some time to my honey. You see what I'm saying? If your kids are saying, Mama and Daddy, it sure would be nice if we could do this, if we could sit down and have a movie night, then what y'all have to do, parents, is you got to sit down and look at your schedule and see, because those moments in which an individual, whether it be your spouse or your children, are asking for more of you, but you think it's more important to do everything else, you're never going to be able to get those moments back. You see what I'm saying? So, prime example, yesterday, my baby girl said, Mama, Can we watch Family Feud? She wanted to watch on demand where you go on your little cable thing, and we binge watch Family Feud episodes. And we was sitting up here. We had a good time. We was laughing. We was joking. See, that's time I could never get back with my baby girl if I would have said, oh, baby, well, I got to go on social media and do this real quick, or I got to do that. I said, you know what, baby? If that's what Family Feud, y'all. She just wanted a couple of hours of my time to sit up, me and her lay in bed, watch Family Feud. Steve Harvey is a nut. We all know that. And spend that time. Where can you stop, examine yourself, and make some adjustments that you need to make to spend the necessary time, that quality time with your loved ones? We got to do better. And so I was talking to my homegirl yesterday, my sister friend. We was talking about this very thing. We was talking about taking our children on vacation. And see, people don't understand. And I didn't know until I was taught. I didn't know better until I was taught. But we was talking about taking our children. And so they're going to take our goddaughter for her birthday. She wanted to go to Disney. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to take her to Disney. And most people say, well, she ain't Disney is expensive. No, we done been to Disney. We done took the kids to Disney, and it ain't expensive as you think. It's just what you choose to do and how you choose to waste some money. Pack some sandwiches. You see what I'm saying? Good old sandwiches. Put some gas in the car, honey, baby. Make it down there and everything like that. And so she was saying and sharing how somebody, you know, family was saying, oh, yeah. And it make it seem like, oh, y'all got money. That's why y'all can do that. Y'all got money. No, it's not that you have money. It's being a good steward over that and what you have. You see what I'm saying? So being able to create those experiences for your child is what's amazing. You know, we were talking about how we want our children to see outside of the United States. And I know some of you are Shan, I'm watching Good Morning America. Do you see what's going on in the Dominican Republic? I do. Then been to the Dominican Republic. You know what I'm saying? But God has not given us the spirit of fear. Yes, you got to use wisdom when you travel abroad. But one thing that I will never allow is for the world to interject fear into me. Do you not know that in other countries, they say the same exact thing about the United States? But if you've never been outside the United States, you never lived outside of the United States, you wouldn't know. They say the exact same thing. Let me tell you what's being said outside the United States. And we talking about fear. And I got it, Shan. But we talking about fear. Let me tell you, at one long point, what's been said about the United States is that anybody who is of color, especially a male, do not go to the United States if you don't want to die. That's what's been said. So God has not given us the spirit of fear. I mean, I understand y'all like, well, Shan, they got a point, you know, because what's going on in the United States? What I'm saying is live your best blessed life, but use wisdom. You see what I'm saying? Live your best blessed life. Me and my children and my family are still going to have amazing time, because guess what? This is one thing I do know. When it's time for me to check out of this world, guess what? That was my time. That's when God intended for me to leave. This ain't no Final Destination movie. This is life. And what I'm going to do is take these minutes that I have and make the most of it. A lot of y'all are not making the most of your marriage. A lot of y'all are not making the most of the time with your children because you have a defeatist mentality. You already defeated in your mind. Well, I'm broke. I'm going to stay broke. Whatever you speak over your life is exactly what's going to happen. Instead of being so defeated, why don't you get with people where you like, hold on, what you doing? That's why God told me to create that group about coming out of debt and staying out of debt. Wait a minute, what you doing? I need to know what you're doing, because we can be helpers one to another. That's what the word of God says too. Iron sharpeneth iron. But we're not doing that. We're allowing the world to keep us defeated so we can stay right where we are. And then when we get old, we live with a bunch of regrets. I don't know about y'all. We got to do better. And this is what I told my homegirl yesterday, and we was talking about. If you can go out and you can buy your kids a new pair of Jordan, no knock to you, Michael. I ain't shading you, brother. You know what I'm saying? But if you can go out, well, Michael and Nike, because Jordan is just a face, but a lot of people who ain't in business don't know anyway. You think you supporting the black anyway. So if you can go out and every payday, you spending $150, $200, $300 on a pair of J's that's just going to sit up in your closet, I'd rather not have no doggone J's in my closet. And I'd rather experience the world. Look in your closet. Some of us, you ain't got no money, right? You ain't got no money. Look in your closet and start counting up. I don't care if you did get it on sale. Start counting out how much you can spend on things that's just sitting in your closet collecting dust, when you can use them same coins to go create memories. Hey, Holly, with your family. Let us not live in regret. God desires for us to have blessed marriages. God desires for us to have mountain cattle on 1,000 hills. And true enough, We ain't gonna verbatim probably have that, but he desires for us to have more. But because we allow the world to give us a defeatist mentality, we always walking around with our lips scrubbing the ground talking about nobody knows. We always complaining about the marriage that we in that we not willing to work on. We always complaining about how our children is getting on our last nerves or whatever the case may be, and God forbid something happen to your child and they leave this earth tomorrow and then you sitting up here crying. We don't have time for that. We got to do better. So I encourage you in this video on this morning, look at where you can make some changes. Look at where you can tighten your belt when it comes to finances. Stop doggone swiping that doggone dealer's card just because you know what I'm saying, you seen the sale, whatever the case may be. Sit and talk to your husband and your wife and say, what are some things that we can do to create memories with our children? And it don't have to be expensive. They were just now giving out free SeaWorld tickets. If you are a veteran, you and up to 3 people in addition with you can get some free SeaWorld tickets. Have your kids ever been to SeaWorld or your grandkids? See, that was an opportunity where it was free 99. And you don't have to spend no money. All you got to do is put some gas in the car and try to get to Orlando or try to get to SeaWorld. That could be a trip right there. See, we're too busy trying to take the easy way out of things. Hey, Wendy, instead of just being a good steward. So we got to do better. We can't sit up here talking about we broke if every time we turn around we spending money going out to eat. Fix your doggone peanut butter and jelly sandwich and bring some chips from the house. You already went grocery shopping. You can't sit up here talking about, oh, well, I can't afford to spend time because of my job. Baby, let me tell you something. Just like that meme saying, they ain't lying, because I used to be a supervisor and I used to have to fill job positions. As soon as you take your last breath, I know somebody and heard where somebody died right there at their desk on the job. Boom. Just put their head down and died. You see what I'm saying? Hey, Ebony, but you sitting up here making that job your God. Yes, you need that job to pay some bills and pay down some debt and all these other things like that, but it don't have to be your God. Don't put everything else first priority over your husband, your wife, and your children, and you wondering why your home life is suffering. I dare you for the next 2 months. 2 months. Matter of fact, let's make it 1 month. I dare you to prioritize and put your husband and your wife and your children before everything else that you state of importance, and see how there is going to be an amazing shift and an amazing manifestation in your marriage, with your family life, and inside your home. Because, baby, let me tell you something. Once you've worked to get to a place of peace in your home, in your family, in your marriage, you would dang near fight somebody if they try to come and disturb that peace that you've worked so hard for. So bottom line, it's time to do some work on today, because we got to do better. We can't sit up here and keep blaming people for the rest of our lives for things that we allow people to do. Okay? That's the devil's job. His job is to come to steal, kill, and destroy, and we don't realize we're allowing him to do it. That's why our marriage sucks. That's why our time with our children sucks. Why you can't wait to throw them kids back in school. I don't want to throw my kids back in school. Y'all want to go swimming? Let's see how much it costs to get down to this local pool and go swimming. Y'all want to do this? Change your mindset. Renew your mindset for better. Sit down and have a conversation with your husband or your wife of what y'all can do better. Sit down and talk about how y'all can tighten up on them finances. Who give a John Brown what your neighbor think? Ain't nobody trying to be like the Joneses. Them jokers was broke. I done told you that. No, not to the Jones, anybody your last name Jones. But them jokers, you trying to be like everybody else and outdo everybody else. Pay attention to what's going on inside your own house. You see what I'm saying? And when you get to that place, then you can have them cattle on 1,000 hills like God is talking about. But you got to work in order to get there. And some of us are too busy taking the easy way out instead of putting in some work. Okay? We got to do better. Quit buying all them J's. Quit buying all them designer shoes that ain't going to do nothing for you or your family. Yes, it makes you look good, but do you really need it? What is of more importance? Spending time with your children before they get grown and they get out the house. And that way, you would hope that in what you taught your children, they would turn around and they would do the same thing for your grandchildren, okay? So y'all have a blessed day. Join us tonight, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, where we're going to be talking about long-term dating. What's your end game on KRGN 98.5 FM? Search it in your app store, KRGN space FM, the Royal Blue and White app, or pop up, or you can listen live at www.mykrgn.com. So be a blessing to somebody today and not a curse. Share this because it's free, because it's the truth. It hits some of y'all heart, and some of y'all feelings is hurt, or whatever the case may be, but you're going to be all right, because we need to get back to being a world to where we tell the TRUTH, the truth, without getting offended. I don't know your business. I don't know what you're going through. Your kids didn't contact me. Your husband or your your wife didn't contact me. I have no clue what's going on. So if this has hit you right here, then that means God is telling you it's time for you to wake up, because he been trying to tell you for the longest, but your hard-headed behind ain't been listening. So y'all have a blessed day. Blessings to you. Your girl Shannon be back to you with whatever it is God placed in my heart. God bless.